Now that we're 9 weeks into the NFL season, it's a good time to check out some of the numbers put up in fantasy football, including some stats put up by some of the league's biggest stars. That's all ahead on this week's 4 fantasy football things you need to know ahead of week 10. First number we're going to talk about is 87.8. That is how many points in PPR leagues Dalvin Cook has put up in just his past 2 games. And despite missing 1 game this season, he's just over 10 points from passing Alvin Kamara as the top running back in fantasy. Speaking of which, here is another number, 60. That's the number of Kamara catches this year, which is tied for third with a whole bunch of players who are not running backs. That's right, Alvin Kamara has just 3 fewer catches than the current NFL leader, who happens to be a wide receiver, Stephon Diggs. I'm betting that doesn't keep up with Michael Thomas back, but that's still really astounding. The next number we're talking about is 57.5. That's the number of PPR points separating the top tight end, that's Travis Kelce of course, and the number 2 tight end, Darren Waller. Oh, and if you're wondering, the number of points that separates Waller from the number 10 tight end, Evan Ingram, is just under 15. Clearly this is proof that Kelce, as you probably already know, is the number 1 tight end in fantasy, and maybe a first round pick next year. And it also proves that the tight end position is a complete disaster. Finally, we've got 16. That is the number of rushing touchdowns Kyler Murray is on pace for. Oh, and there's also the 1,086 yards on the ground that he's on pace for, and we'll add on to that some impressive passing numbers. You get the point. Kyler Murray is amazing. He could end up being an MVP, and he definitely could end up as your fantasy football MVP this year.